What's up, everybody? My name is Godzi, and welcome back to another episode of Umineko When They Cry Answers Arc. Last episode, we completed the Episode 7 Tea Party, as well as the Episode 7 Secret Tea Party, which were pretty goddamn good. It made me not really like Kyrie much, but apparently there's a relatively popular theory out there, about what Kyrie was saying to Eva, about how she doesn't love Ange. The theory goes along the lines of Kyrie saying that so if she dies and Eva survives, Eva will feel sorry for Ange and basically take her in and raise her. So, well, yeah, that happened, but it didn't really work very well, now did it? I'm not sure whether or not I believe it, because Kyrie, up to this point, has been shown to be very fucked up, and really seems to only care about Rudolph. We don't really know much about how she interacts with Ange, since we've never seen Kyrie interact with Ange. In fact, we've seen barely anybody interact with Ange. So that's something. Before I jump into Episode 8, also, I'd like to say something that was, sort of brought up in the comments of last episode. I was given a suggestion that after I finish Episode 8, I should read the Confessions of the Golden Witch manga, and and in the replies to that, I was kind of getting conflicting views. There was one person who was saying, don't do it, Confessions of the Golden Witch is garbage. There was another person who said, yeah, you should probably do that, and also read the Episode 8 manga, because apparently Episode 8 is super controversial, which is upsetting, but hey, as long as there's some good moments, I'll be perfectly fine, honestly. I imagine it would be pretty hard to conclude a story as big as this, you know? But either way, yeah, if you guys have any suggestions regarding whether or not I should read Confessions of the Golden Witch, the Episode 8 manga, or if there's any other random works out there about Umineko that I should read or watch, feel free to leave suggestions, and I'll look into them, see if there's something that I'd want to read. Obviously I'll do them on two factors, whether or not I want to and whether or not you guys want me to. So, yeah, if you guys want me to, then I'll do it on the channel, and if I want to, then I'd be even more likely to do it on the channel. But, hey, I don't know. There seems to be a lot of conflicting viewpoints regarding this entire series in general, what with Shannon Cannon Beatrice is the culprit or Rosa is the culprit, which I'm still not really sure of the intricacies regarding the Rosa theory. That's something I'd kind of want to look into, but probably not until after I finish Episode 8. But either way, let's jump into what is... Wow, it's the final episode. That's kind of crazy. Oh boy. Let's see. The story is very obviously fictional and fantastic in nature. Any resemblance to existing individuals, organizations, locations, or incidents is entirely coincidental. And I know that at this point. So how's it gonna start? That's the chapel, I believe. It is. This already seems like a new song. Inside the chapel. Well, I don't even know if this is a new song. Two silhouettes could be seen in the chapel. A big brother and a little sister. Oh, we're going to Battler and Ange already. The big brother who would never return from that day 12 years in the past, and a little sister who waited all alone 12 years in the future. However, the big brother knew everything, understood everything, and the little sister knew nothing, understood nothing. So no matter how much time passed, the little sister remained as the girl she had been 12 years before. She remained a 6-year-old girl forever. Her sobs into his chest finally subsided. She quietly waited for his next words. After patting her head gently, the big brother fished around inside his shirt pocket. Then, he took that out. That? Are you listening, Ange? Take good care of this. What is it? A key? Battler took a large key attached to a necklace out of his pocket, then held it out to Ange. Huh. It was large enough to cover his entire palm, and little Ange probably wouldn't even be able to wrap her hand all the way around it. The key glittered gold and had a beautiful, intricate design. Its weight alone made it clear that this key was something very important. Battler put the necklace around Ange's neck. This precious key is yours alone. Oh! She does have a sprite. What's it for? The time to use it will come soon. When it does, you'll have to decide for yourself. Understand? Of course, she didn't have a clue what Battler was saying, but she did realize that he was telling her to take good care of this key. So Ange nodded, at least in response to that part. In her hand, the key had felt heavy. However, now that it was around her neck, it felt as light as an ordinary necklace. How strange. Okay, let's go. Where to? She had been sure that her brother was about to sit down. After all, just a second ago, he said he'd tell her what happened on Rokenjima on that day. She'd expected him to tell her here. On that day, on that island. Just what is it that happened? I thought you were going to tell me about that, Battler. Absolutely, and you'll be given the chance to listen. However, to you, it may not feel as though you're merely listening to a story. What does that mean? What you really want isn't to know what happened on that island on that day. So, he does understand after all. What happened on that island on that day? Trying to answer that question was all I was capable of, so I wished for nothing more. But if I could, I'd want to go there. To that island, on that day. To Rokenjima, on that day I couldn't go. To the Ushiromiya family mansion. To Mom and Dad. To all the cousins, all the relatives. And everyone else. I want to go back to that island on that day. So, I remained the way I was on that day. My heart and soul stopped, stuck as a 6-year-old's forever. I want to go home. I know. Mom, Dad, Battler, everyone. I want to go home, to where everyone is. That's why I've decided to invite you there. Huh? Your brother is the game master now. Only those who know everything about the game board can open it up and invite pieces in. So, I'll invite you to come to the game board. You'll take me to Rokenjima? On that day? That's right. I'll invite you to the Rokenjima of 1986. Will I be able to see everyone? Of course. Even though my memory is vague, and I can't remember anyone's face clearly? You'll remember soon enough. And though it'll be a reunion after 12 years for you, it'll have only been a short gap for us. Everyone will welcome you. When you finally return from the distant future, everyone will welcome you. Will I be able to stay there forever? This way, I can be with everyone forever. This is the goal I'm supposed to reach. Ange, listen to me carefully. But Battler spoke in an admonishing tone, as though warning me that this was a dream that wouldn't be granted. The Rokenjima family conference usually ends after a single night. Because of the typhoon that day, the boat couldn't come, and it lasted 2 nights. So, when the typhoon passes, I'll have to leave the island again? Not exactly. That decision is yours as well, Ange. You'll decide that yourself. I understand, of course. I don't exist on that island on that day. It's a miracle just to be invited there like this. Just the 2 days before the typhoon passes. Just getting those 2 days to myself is already the sort of miracle that will never come again. If I'm greedy enough to ask for more, that faint miracle might vanish. Even though I thought this, my young heart, which was still 6 years old, wasn't satisfied with such a short-lived miracle. I don't want to leave. I know. I'll be with everyone forever. I'll stay with my family. Even if Battler says I have to head back, I'll stay on Rokenjima. You can stay, or you can leave. But it's not as though one of those is the right choice. That's not how it works, Ange.
Even so, you'll let me choose?
Yes, that's what the key is for. Battler touched the glittering key that hung from Ange's neck.
I've already made my decision.
You don't have to decide now. The time to choose will come soon. When it does, you must use your honest heart to choose how you'll use that key. You don't need to listen to anything your brother tells you. You're free to choose your answer in any way you like. However, if you're a good kid, and if you can trust your brother.
If I can?
Then believe everything I say.
I'll believe all of it.
That'll lead to the best choice for you. Listen to your brother's words and believe everything. Can you do that?
I don't know.
That's good enough. Believe whatever you want to. It's also a choice you can make.
If I don't believe Battler, will I wake up from this dream?
That won't happen, so don't worry. For some reason, Ange was suspicious of her brother, and scared of him. Her wish was to remain on that island on that day, together with her family, forever. She was afraid that once she got her 2 miraculous days, her brother might tell her to be satisfied with that and return to 12 years in the future all alone. I already told you, there is no right decision. You can go, or you can stay. That's for you to decide. And you don't need to make your decision right now.
And no one will force me to make either choice.
Of course.
And Battler won't tell me to go back to the future.
There's a choice your brother wants you to make. Even so, I want to respect your decision and let you reach it of your own accord. Regardless of what it happens to be.
And I just told you, I've already made my choice.
And I just told you, now isn't the time to choose.
When will it be time?
The key will tell you. The large gold key hung from Ange's neck. Her small hand held it tightly. Oh, it's a book. At that moment, she noticed a book lying on the chapel's altar. The book had a lock on it and was sealed, so that it could not be read without a key. Oh. Ange looked between the key hanging at her chest and the book on the altar.
Will this key unlock that book?
Don't touch that book. His sudden, forceful response made Ange flinch. Battler, realizing he has scared Ange, softened his expression. Come on, let's go. I'm inviting you to come back to October 4th, 1986.
Okay.
Battler held out his hand and Ange gripped it tightly. Then they started walking. A CG already. A brilliant light lay beyond the chapel's door. That blinding light peeked in through the cracks around the door. The brother and sister began to walk through to the other side. Welcome back, Ange. This will be the last time. I'm opening this game board one last time for you. So how is Burncastle gonna play into this, I wonder? I'm guessing she's probably gonna be like the antagonistic character this chapter again. Oh. An opening. This is the same one from last chapter, isn't it? I think it is. Well, didn't yeah, chapter 6 had the same as chapter 5, so I guess that's expected. Maybe there's subtle changes, though. Let's look closely. I think that's the chapel. Oh, I saw Beatrice silhouetted in the window. And then there was Leon and Will. Why do I feel like every visual novel opening just has some sort of chessboard with all the sprites just sprawled across it? Okay. Yeah, I'm not sure what to make of mostly any of this. Oh wait, Delanner and the others. They didn't show up at all in Chapter 7. I mean, since this is the last chapter, I'd imagine, like, every single character is going to show up. Except probably Erica, since she sort of died. But granted, what does death truly mean in this game? I mean, she's not one of the... Well, she is a human character. I don't know. Maybe she will come back. I'm not banking on it, though. Okay. Knowing Erica, though, she'd probably have a ridiculous fucking re-entrance. And there's the island. This is probably Battler. Ah! No, yeah, it is him. I was thinking, wait, is this Maria? No, because he's shouting this too. Fall, fall, fall! Once again, Captain Kawabata's ferry boat Tarokanjima cut across the sea in perfect form. Yes, the tale of October 4th, 1986 always begins with Battler's screams. But this time, one thing was different. There was another yell alongside Battler's. Battler was screaming. The other was laughing. Fall! 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 No! Oh. Achievement unlocked how long it's been. Fun! 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 Battler's face looks funny. I heard a ding, too. Is she on here? She is. Hello there. Ushiromiya Ange, Rudolph and Kyrie's daughter. Battler's younger sister from a different mother. She gets sick easily, but she managed to get better just in time to attend this year's family conference. She's so happy this year, surrounded by her beloved family and relatives. That's good. Why do I feel like there's... like, another gap here between these three? Oh, because there's usually a gap between those two. Yeah, this can fit 20, and there's 19 here. Okay. Alongside the big brother, who was grasping at the handrail and screaming in a way no one that age should scream, was the little sister, also grasping the handrail and jumping about like it was a ride at an amusement park. George and the others just couldn't hold in their laughter at the difference. I guess Battler hasn't changed much these past 6 years. He's as energetic as ever. Plus, Angie and Maria look more cheery than usual this year. Could this be the first time we've had all 5 cousins together? Oh, is it? I get it. That explains why it's noisier this year than any other year before. George! This is way too fast, right? I'm begging you, ask the driver to slow down before it's too late.
This is too fast. Battler's so pathetic. I want to go faster! Faster! Faster!
Any faster than this and I'll fall right off the boat. Will that make you happy? I'm gonna fall! Wait, this is probably George. Going by popular vote, I'd have to say that Battler's proposal is... rejected!
Look out, Battler! Look, you're gonna fall! Scaredy Cat Battler needs to be punished. Tickle time!
Wait, stop, Maria! You too, Angie! No! Oh, yeah, just as I didn't even realize this. Just as I was saying, we've never seen Angie really interact with anybody. Look, we're gonna see Angie interact with people. Thank goodness. I was worried about Angie's health, but... It'd be too sad to leave her behind at home. I'm glad we decided to bring her anyway. Wasn't she very sick shortly before you left? She was all better this morning. Kids can be so incredible sometimes.
She's the kind of person whose health takes a hit when she's stressed. It's not that strange for people like that to get all better when the big day finally comes.
She must really have been looking forward to playing with all 5 of the cousins together.
Just watching them play together makes you feel charged with energy, doesn't it?
The adults smiled as they watched the children play around. Angie, who had gotten very sick, and who everyone had thought would be absent, made a miraculous recovery.
Thanks in part to her strong desire to join in, she had come along to the family conference with the others. And so, for the first time ever, all 5 cousins were gathered together. October 4th, 1986 became a day like no other. And up the long-ass staircase, it's still going. And there it is, the guest house. The kids dashed up the path leading from the harbor to the rose garden as my dog barks downstairs. They were probably so charged up that even walking was too boring for them. See that? First place! Battler was the first one to reach the rose garden, which was the goal. Apparently he was trying to make up for the dishonor he had suffered on the boat by proving his superiority on land. A short while later, Ange and Maria reached him in a dead heat. I'm second! Wait, I'm second! I'm faster than Ange! Oh! I'm 3 years older. No, you aren't! Maria cheated! I'm second! The 3-year gap between Ange and Maria was large, especially since both of them were growing kids. It was only natural that Maria was faster, but Ange seemed to be complaining about a shoulder bump at the start line. Maria cheated, so she gets last place. Teacher always says you get last place if you cheat, protested Ange. Come on, no need to fight. Still, both of you really are fast. It's been a long time since I've run that much. Ah, the breeze feels so nice. Are you out of shape, George? You know, anyone who has to run the race to make it before the bell every day gets strong legs by default. In other words, being a fast runner is proof that you sleep in a lot. Battler always sleeps in. He didn't wake up today either, so I had to wake him up. Right? A stomp followed by a flying elbow. And that bodyplex from the top rope at the end there just about finished me. That sounds more likely to put you in an eternal sleep. Sounds fun! I want to do it too! I'll bet Battler sleeps in tomorrow too. We'll wake him up together this time, okay? I'd recommend against staying up too late tonight. I thought Maria had like some sort of vendetta against Ange. Or have they made up by this point? Finally, the adults came into sight. The cousins waved at them, urging them to hurry up. Ange and Maria were so excited that they could hardly wait. Just by having all 5 cousins together, just by adding Ange into the group, look at how energetic this day has become. Then into the mansion. Excuse me, the family members have arrived. So they made it. I must let father know, quote unquote. Are they all in the guest house now? Yes. They will meet you here after they have set down their luggage. Understood. Cannon, please show them the way. Shannon, quickly get some tea ready. Okay, what's going on here? And they're both speaking at the same time. As you wish, madam. Did they ever say Shannon specifically? Hold on, I'm gonna scroll up a bit. Okay, hold on. Cannon. Okay, yeah, they never referred to Shannon there. Father, it's me, Kraus. It's about time for you to get ready. Oh, let me rest in peace, you bitch boy! After Kraus knocked on the door, it opened from the inside. Oh, Dr. Nanjo. How is father doing? No need to worry. He's changing as we speak. I think he's just a little nervous. Oh, he is here. I mean, this isn't objective. Or is it still, technically? Maybe there's so many changes this time. Maybe Shannon and Cannon are different people this time and Kinzo's alive. I have no idea, but I guess we'll see as we go along. I'm already thinking too much. I shouldn't think too much right now. It's just people talking. Who are you calling nervous? No, I cannot find my favorite one-winged necktie pin. How many times must I tell Natsuhi? My possessions must never be removed without my approval. Apparently, Kinzo had been running around for some time, just because he couldn't decide on a tie and a tie pin. Kinzo, who felt that the dignity of the family head must always be preserved, usually made a big deal about the head's attire being equally dignified. Will he make it in time? You think you could give us a little longer? We'll come down as soon as he's ready. Understood. I'm counting on you, Dr. Nanjo. Father, I must say, that necktie pin looks splendid on you.
This necktie pin, you say? This pin? The family conference is held but once a year. There shall be no compromise. I must have that necktie pin. Where is it? Where?
Fucking Kinzo's acting like a goofball. Kinzo, you already looked in that drawer 5 seconds ago. Besides, you own several splendid necktie pins. Is it not stylish to select something fitting to match fate's whims?
I will not give in to temptation. You think so? So I don't need to use the one-winged eagle pin.
As Kraus watched Nanjo calm Kinzo down, he started finding it hard to believe that this doctor wasn't his own mother. Nanjo, are you my mommy?
What?
Well, it was always like this. He always makes a fuss when no one's looking, but when the time comes, he makes his decision with pride. After not asking Nanjo to come down by lunch at the latest, Kraus snuck out of the study. And into the kitchen. Yep, it's Goda.
What do you think? A splendid aroma, is it not? And a unique one as well.
I've never had pumpkin tea before. That sounds pretty good. That little touch of sweetness makes it delicious. As one step in preparing the tea for the guests, Goda let Shannon try a bit first. Until then, Shannon had thought it would be outrageous for a servant such as herself to drink the same thing as the family and their guests. However, according to Goda, that kind of thinking was a mistake.
One must not serve something if one does not know the taste beforehand. For example, when you visit a restaurant and a dish you've never heard of catches your eye, what are you likely to ask the waiter? How does this dish taste, correct?
I see. So if the waiter says that he's never eaten before, that would seem a bit odd.
Precisely. As a matter of course, anyone serving their customers must be deeply acquainted with the taste of the tea and food they serve.
Ha 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 ha. And you'll always feel happier serving a sort of tea that you've tried and enjoyed for yourself. That's right. After tasting tea that's delicious, I can't wait to let everyone else try it. And because of that, we servants must be very familiar with the taste of all sorts of foods. That's why sampling food whenever I can is part of my job description. Ha ha ha.
It's a perk as well as our job. Do you understand?
Yes!
Everything is proceeding smoothly. Are there any problems with the tea? Oh, Genji, you must try some as well. Seeing as it's almost Halloween, I decided to make some pumpkin tea. Later, perhaps. The family will be arriving at the mansion very soon. Looks as though the children will be joining in.
Yes, sir. The cups are ready to go as well. At that moment, the kitchen's extension line started to ring. Genji, who was standing right beside it, swiftly picked up the receiver before the second ring. Shannon and the others always thought Genji looked like a samurai when he did this. Pfft. Is that a fucking Overwatch reference? Well, I don't know if Genji in Overwatch is a samurai. I think he's just a robot with a sword, but whatever. Understood. Take care when guiding them. After giving that short response, Genji set the receiver down. That was canon. Sure, the relatives will be here shortly. The children are with them. Shannon, Kumasawa, go to serve them. Goda, hurry up with that tea. Yes, sir! Of all voices, I can't do all three of those at the same time. The family conference. It was the largest event of the year for the servants. They were all excited and determined to make it through together once again this year. Kraus, I have led the relatives here. Oh, there you are. Were there any troubles on your trip here? Kraus, you've been doing pretty well for yourself lately, haven't you? Isn't it about time you bought a private jet? Wahahaha! After all, no one was into playing but the family, as usual.
I'm glad Angie made it. I was so worried when I heard she was too sick to come. Thanks for your concern. She suddenly got all better this morning. Fuck, shit.
My tummy ache went away! I rubbed my tummy clockwise!
Yeah, that's how that works.
Oh! That's a magical ritual to heal tummy aches!
I need to somehow differentiate their voices. Now, Maria, quiet down.
Oh, is that Battler? You've grown so big.
It's been 6 years, hasn't it? You've grown splendidly. Well, I do keep getting bigger at least.
Can't really say that about his guts, though.
I'm just happy to learn that he's still the same old Battler. No quotes, so I have to read it in a narration voice. Wahahahahahahahaha. Battler may be bigger, but he's still Battler. I'd assume this is Rudolph. This brat's always been terrified of falling off planes and boats and stuff. That must be Asumu's blood, right? When he was a kid and we went to theme parks, he always went on some of the wilder rides. That's probably what did it. Don't they have height restrictions for those? No, I don't mean that kind. You know those paddle boats and teacup rides, right? Looks like we took those a bit too rough back in the day. You've always gone a bit overboard on rides like that, Rudolph. I see. Poor Battler.
Haha, poor Battler indeed.
Still, it's comforting in a way. Even after all this time, nothing says Battler like a fear of riding things. I guess I'll try to make Angie's voice, like I said in the last episode, stupid high-pitched.
Battler isn't scared of riding things. He's just scared of falling off them. Fall! Oh!
Hey, stop running around! Maria, you're one of the big cousins now, right? Set a good example. Pardon me, is it Canon, Genji? I don't know. Pardon me. I've brought some tea for everyone. Oh, it was Shannon. Okay, literally the complete opposite of anything. A pleasant aroma followed Shannon as she came into the room, pushing a serving cart. Even Angie and Maria, who had been running around in circles, sat down obediently when they heard that drinks were here. By the way, what's Dad doing?
He should be down here soon. He's been rushing about all morning trying to choose a tie.
Wait, isn't Canon in the room right now, too? You mean all that about choosing an attire suitable for the family head? Father's always been picky about ties, hasn't he? It's just something he has a passion for. Staying stylish is a good thing.
And yet he always shows up wearing the same tie in the end.
The family members burst out laughing. The sweet scent of Goda's specially made pumpkin tea spread throughout the parlor, and the calm atmosphere grew more cheery and excited.
Look, Mama! It's a pumpkin cookie for Halloween!
Oh, that's right. The sweet scent is kabocha, isn't it?
That's right. Today, we have some special pumpkin-flavored tea for you to try. It really is delicious, so I suggest you try some without sugar first.
Yeah, they are in the same room, and Battler's here. Shannon, what's your sleeve?
Wow, so kabocha tea actually does exist. Koda really did his homework.
Delicious. This is excellent. You can taste the kabocha's natural sweetness. Kabocha tea, huh? Okay, so I guess that means Shannon and Canon are different people in this game, and Kinzo's alive too, probably? Still, kabocha always tastes best in tempura.
Ew, it's pumpkin, not kabocha. Yeah, pumpkin is different from kabocha. This is pumpkin.
Maria seemed to think that the English word was more fitting for Halloween, but it looked like Angie thought kabocha and pumpkins were entirely different things. Everyone laughed, but Angie, not knowing why she was being laughed at, cocked her head to one side discontentedly. Just when it looked like she was about to get in a bad mood and start grumbling, Maria started teaching her a cookie game, and Angie immediately became engrossed with that distraction. Then, the sound of approaching footsteps drifted in from the hallway. When the relatives realized whose footsteps those must be, they straightened up. Those quick footsteps stopped for a moment just outside the parlor door, as though someone was taking a deep breath and setting up a dramatic pause.
Then, the door exploded open as Kinzo yelled out loud, with Genji and Nanjo standing behind him.
Happy Halloween! And trick or treat!
Trick or treat! The cousins shouted it back. Why is Kinzo being a goofball right now? The adults returned the greeting too, looking embarrassed and refusing to meet his gaze. Angie alone stood there with her mouth open, unable to comprehend what had just happened. Can't blame you.
Welcome, my grandchildren! If you don't give me a treat, I shall trick you!
Go ahead, Maria.
Happy Halloween, Grandfather! I got you a really incredible one this year. You'll be surprised.
Maria picked up a present that had been hidden behind a sofa. Come to think of it, all the relatives were now holding similar packages. I guess that means since Kinzo's alive now, too, there's probably less anger involving the, inheritance problem. Since no one suspects that Kraus and Natsuhi are hiding Kinzo's death because he's alive. Come on, Angie. You too. Give this to Grandfather. Kiria handed Angie a neatly wrapped present.
Oh, Maria, you're always so thoughtful. Grandpa's so happy!
As Kinzo took Maria's present, a smile broke out across his face, and he rubbed his cheek up against it. Master, your dignity.
Oh, that's right. You have pleased your grandfather greatly, my granddaughter. In return for the treat you have given me, I promise not to trick you at all this coming year.
Now it's your turn, Grandfather. If you don't give me a treat, I'll prank you.
Indeed, I'm well aware. Genji!
Here. Genji fished through something that looked like Santa Claus's sack and pulled out a present addressed to Maria, handing it over to Kinzo.
Here you go, Maria! Here's a present from me! I'm warning you, it's so cute! Such a waste to give it up to you.
Master, dignity.
This is a present from the Ushiromiya family head to Maria. It is a cute... an item worthy of the Ushiromiya family's dignity and grace. Take good care of it.
Thank you, Grandfather. I love you. Kiss, kiss.
Oh, Maria, my adorable granddaughter. Kiss, kiss.
This is so fucking goofy. By this point, even Genji had to give up on Kinzo's dignity. Still, the dignity of the family head had lasted a full 10 seconds longer than usual this year. Happy Halloween, Grandfather. This is from me. Happy Halloween. This one's mine. I hope you like it.
Oh, George, Jessica, I must thank you once again this year. I'm so happy.
With tears streaming down his face, Kinzo hugged George and Jessica.
Oh, and Battler too. I'm so glad you've returned to the family. It's been lonely without you these 6 years.
Well, anyway. Happy Halloween. Not sure if you'll like it, though.
Don't worry. Don't worry, Battler. I know you have things you want to say, things you want to ask, but now is not the time.
Grandfather.
I am glad that you have returned to the Ushiromiya family. It makes me feel happy.
Slowly, Kinzo moved forward and hugged Battler. Battler drew back at first, but then he understood Kinzo's feelings and hugged him back. Angie watched this scene play out, shocked. Was Ushiromiya Kinzo always this kind of person?
Angie, you're up.
Come on, give it to Grandfather.
Okay.
Angie didn't have a clue what was going on. She took the present her mother had given her and walked forward timidly. Kinzo's face, which had looked so cheery a second ago, suddenly became stern as soon as Angie stepped forward. No, it didn't become stern. That expression was the one always worn by the Kinzo inside Angie's mind. This was Ushiromiya Kinzo. He was fickle, short-tempered, and always wore a stern expression on his face. This was the most terrifying person in the Ushiromiya family. It felt as though the world went suddenly quiet, and it only did when I stepped forward. Why? Why only for me? But isn't this how it should be? Isn't this the Ushiromiya Kinzo I expect? The Ushiromiya Kinzo I understand? I was like a puppet carrying a tea tray. I walked forward, bewildered, with the present held out in front of me, and stopped in front of Kinzo. Without letting his expression change in the slightest, Kinzo slowly reached out and touched the present.
Ange!
In an instant, Ange was caught in a firm embrace, present and all. Kinzo's white beard rubbed against her cheek.
Grandpa! Grandpa is so happy! I'm so glad to be blessed with such lovely grandchildren! I feel happy! So happy the tears just won't stop!
Master, your nose is running. That, and your dignity.
Oh, Genji, forgive me.
This is hilarious, honestly. As the old man blew his nose, he didn't look like he could possibly be anyone other than a kindly grandpa, overcome with tears at his grandchildren's gifts.
Thank you, Ange. I heard that you chose to come even though you weren't feeling well at all. I'm so glad. Here, this is for you.
He pressed a large gift box to Angie's chest. She finally realized that all of Kinzo's presents were wrapped differently and in boxes of different sizes. I wonder what he got you, Ange. I hear that grandfather always personally chooses what he'll give each one of us. Pretty incredible with all these people.
He picks them himself. Every year.
He does. What, every year? He picks what himself? This bizarre ceremony happens every year. The cousins were all happily chattering about what their Halloween presents would be this year. Maria came up to Ange and suggested that they compare the weights of their presents, but for some reason Ange just stared blankly. After that, the adults also handed their presents to Kinzo one by one, receiving a gift in return, along with considerate words about their health and questions about how they'd been doing recently. Then, after watching to see that all exchanges had been completed, Goda appeared, and announced that lunch was ready.
Ah, is it ready? Come, ladies and gentlemen. Let us enjoy the splendid lunch that Goda has prepared for us. Quickly, to the dining hall. Da-la-la-la. This way, everyone. Follow me.
We will carry your presents to your rooms in the guest house.
Please, feel free to leave them here as you leave for lunch. The relatives stood up, leaving their presents where they lay on tables and sofas, and followed Kinzo out of the parlor. Only Ange remained standing there, stunned, as she clutched the present Kinzo had given her. Goda's lunches had never betrayed anyone's expectations before. When Hideyoshi said that these meals were the only reason anyone ever came to the family conferences, everyone laughed and nodded. The delicious food caused conversations to erupt all over the room. You've gotten so big. How have you been lately? Pretty good. It was a fun meal, with everyone asking each other about the latest and laughing together. The Ushiromiya family sat at meals in a specific ranked seating order. So the adult siblings, the cousins, and the spouses all sat in groups. So conversations sprung up naturally. Ange had withdrawn slightly from the cousins' chat and was looking around the dining hall. What are Kinzo and the adult siblings doing? Their conversations seemed to be peaceful and fun. Most of the time, the siblings were mothers or fathers of their own households. However, when they gathered together by themselves in front of Kinzo, that burden was lifted from their shoulders, and they became young and bright as though they'd gone back to being kids again. Rudolph, who was usually an easygoing father who nonetheless had a sense of dignity, became so bright and cheery in this group that it almost looked like there was another Battler. Even Kinzo looked peaceful and relaxed. He didn't say a word about money or the inheritance. In fact, he didn't even insult his children or call them incompetent. He just looked like a happy old man, genuinely pleased to have his whole family together for the only time this year. The group of spouses was just as harmonious. What, is Nanjo all of a sudden Rose's husband? The mothers kept bringing up problems with education and household matters, as well as family health issues. Hideyoshi and Nanjo happily joined in on their conversation. And what about the cousins? There was no way such an enjoyable meal with such a fun group of friends could fail to be raucous. Maria was in her element, showing off her knowledge of Halloween trivia. George and Jessica would nod in understanding. Battler would say something stupid and Maria would laugh at him. This went on for several hours. If I wanted, I could easily join in on that conversation. And if the dessert caught my attention, I could easily slip out of the conversation too. It was happiness, both fun and natural. It felt like waking up from a daydream to be greeted by the rays of the springtime sun.
According to the weather report, we can expect a big storm sometime tonight. It's supposed to be a typhoon. Looks like we'll be stuck here for more than one night again. I do not mind in the least. You may stay here as long as you wish. If it would mean seeing my adorable grandchildren's faces more, I would pray for rain every day.
Give us a break, we do have work to get back to. Why don't you leave the island, Father? That way you could see your grandchildren whenever you wanted.
Ha 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 ha.
True. Living on a remote island may have a sense of majesty, but haven't you had your fill of it?
It's too noisy in the city. I much prefer a quiet island, with no one on it but my family. I like it here.
But on Rokenjima, if something happens, it would take some time for a doctor to arrive.
I agree.
Wait. I agree. At your age, I think you should at least consider moving to Nijima.
I am old now. I want to live in peace, surrounded only by my family. And I am satisfied. I have this island to make that dream of mine come true.
Father.
It seems I've gotten you all down. Ladies and gentlemen, this ends Goda's lunch. Grandchildren, it will probably be raining constantly starting tomorrow. Now is your last chance to see clear skies. Why not enjoy the flowers, and then take a walk on the beach?
That sounds good. Okay, everyone, let's go.
Oh, I want to see the flowers and walk on the beach. We can collect shells and collect glass, too.
Collect glass? That sounds a bit dangerous. Fragments of glass get washed by waves and become round, beautiful gems which drift to shore. Did you forget, Battler? Remember how we used to pick them up together? Oh, were those glass fragments? I always thought they were just pretty stones.
Have you ever seen a glass gem, Ange? No. Then let's go! I'll show you! Let's go, let's go! But the first to see them gets to keep them. I'm gonna get them all!
In that case, I'm not gonna lose either. Let's see who can find the prettiest, biggest glass gem. Alright. Times like this, why not be a kid? I'm not gonna lose either. Then we'll head down to the beach.
Indeed. Take it easy and enjoy your time together, grandchildren.
The cousins rose from their seats and noisily left the dining hall. Maria grabbed Ange's hand and dragged her along. However, Ange's expression was vague and absent-minded, the opposite of Maria's full smile. That was good. I like that first scene. That was really good. I'm not gonna wonder too much about the controversy with this episode until we get further into it, though. Because I'd imagine it's probably not this scene that people disliked. As my dog continues to bark downstairs, that's gonna be it for this episode, guys. If you liked it, be sure to press the like button, and if you didn't like it, then fuck you too. Remember to subscribe, follow me on Twitter, and hit that notification bell to stay up to date on all my videos and stuff. And as always, my name is Godzi, and I will see you all next time. Goodbye!